The first time I met Tolü was in school in Tullamore. So I had been on a career break. I went back to college to do an MFA in illustration, and I came back in and to a group of second years, and I had these set of eyes looking up at me from down at the bottom of the classroom. So that's how long ago? We were trying to figure that out.
Yeah, I think that was probably like 2011. Yeah, I'm thinking it was that, but I think
nearly a decade.
Yeah. Wow. We've known each other for a long time.
But
I think the first time that I noticed you was in TY, when we had to do like the street art project, and I was like, oh, this is different. No one else is doing this. And I think you did a few drawings at that time as well, and I was like, this guy's pretty cool. He's not just a teacher. All right. Yeah, and then leave insert when you made me do my project 5 times. I will never forget that.
That's painful, isn't it?
It was.
Yeah. I forgive you.
Forgive me? Okay. I haven't forgiven you yet, but yeah.
That was good crack. And then we've stayed in contact since. We've come quite near on a couple of projects. The nearest we got was with the Save Nonso project, and we were looking at making something around direct provision. Yeah. But we'll get there.
We will.
That's
definitely.
something that's important. But yeah, it's been really good to see you grow.
And you too.
Yeah. It's funny because you kind of think that maybe in a way, like it's lovely to see you leave school and, you know, kind of leave and go into adulthood and, you know, kind of see success in your life. But sometimes, you know, kind of, I'd hope that I don't just stay the same, you know, kind of always be that, because you have to grow at every part of your life. So the project that I was working on, it's the title of it, or the working title is We're Not All in the Same Boat, but We're All in the Same Storm. And it came, you know, obviously it came from the pandemic. But it's something that has been there maybe since the last recession. So I made a project about our nation's sons, and it was a project looking at the placement of young men in society and kind of where they found themselves. And I saw, you know, kind of this pandemic or this storm coming in, and it was important that we as a collective looked at, you know, kind of what was coming towards us and saw that, you know, kind of every household or maybe every life is independently different, and that, you know, kind of what you experienced during the pandemic is not maybe what I've experienced. But when you look, you know, kind of when you look into somebody's household or when you stand in their shoes, and when you know, take that time to look at the world from their point of view, we kind of said earlier that we all rise together. Yeah. And that is, you know, kind of quite important, that voices that were, you know, cast aside and voices that were not listened to or recognised, that, you know, kind of ultimately we do need to listen to those voices because they are us and we are them.
I like that. Oh, wow. Okay. I think what was coming into my head when you said that was as much as we are all individual people, we're all in the same space. Like, we're all human, if that makes sense. And that's just what came to my head, because it's like, you know, one thing that's always pitched to us is like, you know, you're an individual self, you. But I think with the whole pandemic, it made me realize that even just in terms of how I worked as a musician, I couldn't do things only on my own. Everyone was collaborating, or here, can you do this? Look at this beat.
Togetherness has kind of been forced on us in a way. And then you're like going, oh, this is nice.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, it's not just one way. It's not just you constantly. Yeah. There has to be an element of togetherness, because, I mean, the amount of people that's living in this world, it's not possible to just do everything by yourself.
You're about to launch your debut album, is that right?
Yeah, so it's a project, and I don't know, it was really hard for me to be like, is it an EP, is it an LP, is it an album? I don't know. It's just a project, and
I don't know what they are.
So it's called Being, And the reason why I chose that name is because it's kind of like my own journey into me being myself, this confident person that I am today and still, you know, evolving to be. Kind of like awakening into my own consciousness of who I am and who I want to be, and all about self-love, my journey to self-love. And I want to be able to give that to other people, because my truth is the only thing that, my experiences is the only thing my soul wants to sing out to people. So I'm excited about it. I really do hope it helps other people, because one song in particular in the project, which will be the first one to come out, called Don't Let Go, really helped me last year when I was kind of just having difficulties mentally, like trying to wrap my head around what I want to do and other people's like expectations of what I should be. Yeah, I had to like sit down with myself a lot to be like, okay, music, let's just go with it.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah. It's great because there was a certain point in that song. What was the song that we were just talking about earlier on?
The Greatest Gift.
The Greatest Gift.
Yeah.
And there's certain times in your life where you get to that, you know, kind of that place, and you hear a rhythm, or you see a painting, or you come across a piece of sculpture, but there was that one note, and it was just like kind of beautiful. It kind of took me from my day, and I just went with it, and it was gorgeous. And I think that's only maybe happened about 5 or 6 times in anything that I've ever listened to. And
Wow.
you know, that's a year ago. And there's a power in you know, kind of creativity in a time that we're in now. I believe that, you know, kind of artists and poets and singers and, you know, kind of the broad spectrum of the arts, we have the power to, you know, kind of create a language or a visual or a sound that, you know, can help us,
Definitely.
you know, kind of
Yeah.
get through.
Definitely. I mean,
trauma.
it's evident with what's currently going on with the whole pandemic, how every musician, every creative, every poet literally rose up to the occasion and found a way to help themselves while also helping other people.
Yeah.
Small things like, I don't know, just doing like a few video clips a day, or showing people how they wrote their poetry. It awoke in, I don't know, a sense of like togetherness, and also, I don't know, a space for people to just be like, wow, okay, they're really speaking.
And it just feels right when you're in that
yeah,
rhythm.
it was just right.
Yeah.
There's like certain people that be like, oh, listen to this beat, and I'm like, all right, let me do some melody with this.
Yeah.
And then someone else will be like, oh, put this word in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just great. Creatives are freaking awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Fair play.
Fair play to you.
I think something that, you know, kind of that we do need to talk about in the time and in the space that we're in is, you know, kind of Tolu's experience in school. We had just earlier mentioned that when you were in school, you were the only person of colour that was in the school.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I was the only. Oh, geez. Yeah, Tullamore was so weird. I was the only black kid in the entire school, in secondary school, and I only knew like maybe 2 other black families that were there, but they were in like different schools. And the only second person that was black that came into the school was my brother. And I was just like, oh, that's boring.
You already know him.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's boring.
Yeah.
But I think one thing I really liked and enjoyed about Tullamore was just, especially in the school, was just how, although people were intrigued by me, I made some really good friends that I still talk to today. And, you know, we can banter about so many odd situations that I've been in, or if like someone said something really odd and be like, can't believe they said that, you know.
And then do you remember the Leaving Cert piece that you made, the piece that you're still resentful and hurtful about?
Yes.
But that piece is the only you know, kind of Nigerian inspired artwork that's in the school. And that's a legacy that you have left behind. It's on the wall as you walk in, as you come around the front door. You know, kind of the Nigerian colours are deep rooted within it.
Wow.
The piece that we put in, that you put in the earring, was, you know, kind of the continent of Africa. And it was kind of, you know, for that piece and for, you know, kind of your legacy to be there is really important.
That's freaking awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm really, I need to go back and check it out.
Yeah.
Because when they did the whole school up again, I haven't been back. But wow, wow, something I drew is there. Yeah, I actually got back into drawing again.
Did you?
Because of the whole like lockdown.
Yeah.
And someone asked me to draw their passing like grandparent.
Okay.
And I took my precious time, but I remember like details and, you know, shadings and all that stuff, and it reminded me.
I feel like when you're drawing a portrait, it's like because you sit there for hours, it's kind of like you're talking to them.
Yeah.
And there's a real tight connection, even though they could be gone, or you might have met them, you know, kind of for a short period of time. It's really it's real therapeutic.
Yeah.
The chaos
definitely
leaves.
I'm happy that I have that creative side as well. Because it kind of unlocks a deeper feeling for me as well. I didn't think anything could be as deeper as than music, really. But then when I got back into drawing again, I was just like, this is something you have to take your time with.
Yeah.
Yeah, like every single shade, where you place your hand, how you place your hand, just so you don't like rub off. Yeah. And even if you do, it can still be art. Yeah.
Do you think your difference when you were in school held you back from, you know, kind of singing in the public space? Like, was your singing contained to the kind of the church space?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. It's until I left university that I like broke out of the church and went into myself to really understand my life, my thoughts, my dreams, my aspiration, and that broke me into the journey of myself, which is the whole being, you know, project.
You had recently done an Instagram live, and we were chatting. But one of the things that I had asked you is there was, you know, kind of a certain program that was on television at the start of lockdown, and they just featured the male voice, and there was, you know, kind of very few, you know, kind of female voices that were being celebrated, Irish female voices, and then even less, you know, kind of people of colour were, you know, kind of recognised in that space. And you were kind of, I remember you were kind of going, oh yeah, and then you were a bit defiant at it as well.
Okay.
So you were kind of, I didn't know, were you kind of tolerant of it, or were you kind of getting ready to kind of, you know, kind of hit back at it?
Yeah. This goes into like a whole different layer of so many different things, because, you know, I was part of the Irish Women in Harmony, which
I was so proud to see you there.
Thank you.
It was class.
Yeah,
it's like you, because, you know, being a teacher is a weird one, because you're not my child, and you can't be my friend in school, because it can't be that.
Yeah.
But then you're both. So I have like immense pride at anything that you do. It's great.
Thank you. Yeah, being part of that that collective of women, it definitely awoken something in me, because I was somewhat blind. You don't know these things until someone like presents it to you. Obviously, I knew there was some form of like disparity between each gender, but when the statistics came out, I was shocked. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. But then, like, that's only talking about gender.
Yeah.
It's not even going into race. It's not going into genre. And I was just like, this is a whole different like topic discussion, and it's completely silencing so many people that are doing amazing work in Ireland. So that definitely awoken something in me, and just seeing how the women within the group, how we continued having our conversations, and seeing how it's important to collaborate and how it's important to talk to other people within your industry. It definitely made me start thinking about music in a different way of, okay, is this like, what is it? What makes me, like, what do I want to bring to the table? What do I want to leave when I'm out of here? What is my legacy? What is my purpose? It really made me start questioning, like, what's the point of all of this? Something is awakening anyways.
It's nice, I think, because lockdown has provided that space where we've kind of climbed out of the rat race and actually looked, and, you know, kind of those voices that were dimmed out because of the incessant, you know, kind of noise of the machine, those voices are now, you know, kind of quite beautiful, and we need to listen to them.
sit in stillness and just listen.
What was that quote you gave me earlier?
What did I say? Oh no! Oh, that was what did I say? It was something to do with if someone doesn't, don't stay where you're tolerated. Go where you're celebrated.
Yeah. I'm stealing that.
Great.